The next talk is a presentation of Tonneelstof.
Yeah.
Another cool visual thing.
Right. So this is a kind of maybe too big presentation that I will compact into a very rapid lightning talk. Just to say, I'm a developer, Michael Murtaugh, that's me, developed this site together with Femke Snelting. So what was it? Well, the Flemish Institute for the Performing Arts, that's VTI, had published a series of DVDs about theater and dance in and around Flanders, Belgium. Each DVD treated a particular decade, and these DVDs were made of video fragments of performances, in addition to original interview material, which was also video from artists and critics, and various archive materials, photographs and text. The VTI, however, this is their website today, was interested in making something web-based instead of continuing to produce DVDs. One little problem was that there were no clearance for using the video material. The actual registration of performances was broadcast owned and they couldn't use on the web. But what they did have was all of their interview material as videos, plus these were transcribed into text. They had a lot of archive materials, and they had extensive data. In fact, that's part of what VTI is busy with, and they had an open data project before, which was all looking at how to use linked open data to open up their huge kind of store of material, basically productions from the 60s till now, and all kind of related people with roles. Plus, there's lots of interesting material online, video material, Wikipedia, of course, and other kind of theater science archives. When we started the project, they had this problem, though, with like, here's what we have, Word files with annotations that point to nothing, actually. They're just markers in the text, not even selections of text, but trying to identify people, organizations, and productions within these transcribed interviews, and spreadsheets containing data, but not very well structured, as you can imagine. So Semantic MediaWiki to the rescue as a, of course, place to collect data. And crucially, actually, just to kind of show it, so this became then the way that editors could take a transcription and mark it up sensibly. And these links then are indeed semantic in the sense that they identify organizations, people, productions, the kind of key building blocks. In addition, they're able to add a link to their data store. So there's a kind of normalized URL for every production person, which allows then to eventually link with their other database. But that's to say, but I think just the kind of crucial thing that you get immediately is, of course, even something as simple as this kind of a table response was just phenomenal for them, because they basically had, you know, when you're working with, I mean, it's obvious because it's really extreme that they're working with Word files and it's offline, but, you know, without that kind of editorial feedback loop, it's just kind of crazy. But in terms of the front end, just to kind of, because I'll just show that and that's it. You know, they weren't particularly interested in something collaboratively edited, nor in something page-based. They were interested in a timeline. They were interested in something very multimedia, and something very specific. So the wiki actually wasn't really, you know, you could think about skinning, but in fact what we did came up with this kind of workflow of taking the RDF dump from Semantic MediaWiki, joining that, as it were, with the Postgres data, that is coming, all those kind of relationships, and of course links to other things. And so there's a script that publishes it, if you enjoy that, with using kind of, and this is what it looks like, and this is just then a little. There are some issues still with how it works, but it's more or less stabilizing. And so basically you have a timeline. So this is now JavaScript, pure like static files, basically HTML, JavaScript, and some RDF. And you're able to use search. This is calling through the search API of MediaWiki. These pages are being displayed. This one, the search results are kind of JavaScript, but if I click on a speaker, I'm getting actually the MediaWiki page through the parse API call, so I just sort of get the text and display it. And then basically found the associated video, showed it together. So there's kind of a very relatively thin layer of JavaScript that kind of is running the show, as it were, here and sort of doing the layout. And what's very nice is actually now these links, talking about expressive links that I found interesting in Daniel's demo here. So we kind of intercept the links. So if you click, in this case, on the name of a production, actually I get a link to the timeline. So it pulls me over in this. This is a D3-based visualization. That's a popular visualization library in JavaScript that has a force layout module along with other kinds of things. So I can just basically then navigate by clicking on these titles and sort of seeing where they're related, eventually going to archive photography or last thing, and then that's it. Just if it works. Actually, I should say, like, actually, this is Meg Stewart. Oh, that's a bit odd that she's not showing up on the graph. Okay, so we use then just frames, actually, Fancy Box, which is a kind of cheap hack, but surprisingly effective, let's say, to get this sense of really collecting data from different sources. So that's it. If you're interested, I'm happy to talk more about it. Thanks.